Hey everyone, it is I, Retro John, and I have Masters of the Universe Origin figures to review for you, and we are going to start with one of the Master Universe Origins deluxe figures, Ram Man. Yes! I have been waiting for Ram Man for a while. When he was announced, I was so excited, and this is going to be really, really cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how all the articulation and the spring-loaded action feature works. Let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging before we open him up. So, just like the previous deluxe figures, he comes in this more oversized card back. He is a deluxe figure. We will see right here. Actually, let's go ahead and just bring this forward here. He is a deluxe figure set. We have the nice artwork right here on the front. We have the Masters of the Universe logo here along with the name. He is a heroic human battering ram. And we have the little features here. Spring-loaded body that blasts back. And he is modern posing retro play. We have those red bursts. He is new for 21. And he is proudly presented right here in the bubble, which does still have that little indent right here that the Motu figures have been known for. All those accessories are proudly presented here along with the Mattel logo. I will turn him over. And we'll first take a look at this amazing artwork right here. The powerhouse Ram Man uses his head in battle, bowling down enemies and destroying weapons. This interests me a great deal. First off, we know we're getting a Faker figure. I believe he's going to be in the Wave 6 line. I could be wrong, could be 5, but I know he's coming up relatively soon. We have Rotan, which I hope we're going to get in the future. Again, we have Cassavary Skull here in the background, which we are getting. So that is pretty cool. Some great artwork. We have some... this is how his action feature works. So, looks like it works much like the original, except there's not going to be a tab. You have to push him down and push him down again. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works. And then, of course, we have a cross-sell of the figures in this wave. We've already taken a look at Battle Armor He-Man, Battle Armor Skeletor. We're getting ready to take a look at Ram Man. I have yet to find a Clamp Champ, but as soon as I get him, he will be reviewed as well. So, for those wondering, there is the SKU. Let's go ahead and open up Rammy and take a look at the figure inside. Here is Ram Man out of the package, and he looks pretty cool. I like him. And there's quite a bit of interesting things going on with him. So let's go ahead and take a look. First off, the articulation. Now, he does have this, his head, it does kind of move. These are a very pliable kind of plastic, so it doesn't actually hinder it too much. You can get him to look slightly right, slightly left, and kind of up and down. More articulation than the vintage had already. This arm can go outwards, so can this one. Again, it's very soft, pliable plastic, does not hinder the articulation. They can move forwards and backwards. We have bending at the elbow, swivel at the elbow, we have twist at the wrist, and he does have hinge joints at the wrist. He cannot turn his waist, but that is because of his action feature. His legs cannot move up and down, but they can swivel at the knee joint. They can also bend at the knee joint. To note, this one was really tight, and it still kind of is. And when I bring it back, it'll click. He also has a boot cut swivel, I think. Nope, I'm wrong. He just swivels at the knee. So there you go. So yeah, he looks like Ram Man. He's pretty cool. He's got the skull here. He's got the stitching on his tunic. And like I said, his armor is pretty pliable. It is not made to come off. So it's not a solid plastic like the vintage, and that enables him to be able to move his arms and articulation. Same with the head. The legs, I mean, this is a hefty figure. This has got some weight to it. More weight, I think, than the other figures have had. He's got his little wrist bracelets here. So, I mean, he looks, all these little rivets and things. I mean, he looks great. He really does. I'm quite happy with him. So, how does his action feature work? We're going to go ahead and go over that. So, you'll notice here, his legs are kind of on a springy joint there. So, you push him down, and you'll hear that click. And now, of course, he's short. And what you want to do is you want to push up on him and release really quick. And there you go. So, there you go. That's it. That's his action feature. I am glad that they managed to get his action feature, because it wouldn't be Ram Man without his action feature spring. So, I would like to notate something. This is the first figure I've seen this with. Well, the first figure other than Wave 4. Wave 4 here is what I've seen. And this is interesting. It lets you know, for the first time, remove and swap parts. So he has a lot less parts to swap out than the other vintage figures. You can swap his head and arms and his hands out. That's about it. Typically, it'd also be the waist and the boot cuts. So that's interesting that they've actually have acknowledged that. He does come with the Battle Armor Reborn mini comic, which came with He-Man and Skeletor Battle Armor figures. So let's go ahead and go into the other accessories. Now, you'll notice I actually have an open hand over here. He actually comes packaged with this closed fist. And you'll notice that he does have some paint coming off on that. That is from his bracers. So just something to notate. The reason why I left these on is because he comes with a couple of other accessories here. He comes with his traditional axe that we're used to seeing him with. And we can put that in his hand here. And then he comes with this really cool battle axe, which you will notice has this rounded piece at the end sculpted onto it. So you can't really slide it into his hand. However, it does clip right in. Fairly easy. So he can dual-wield axes if you want him to. Or, and I was wondering why this axe looked like it does, and if I figured it out, because it's not on the packaging. You can actually connect this to his other axe, and he can have a dual axe. Which is kind of cool. I like this. This is really, really neat. So, and that is just an option. Now, something to notate. The original vintage figure didn't have this, but I believe the 2000X, and I know the classics Ram Man did, they had a spot for those weapons on the back. This one does not have that. So, now, this is his normal vintage head. He comes with an additional armored head, which actually looks kind of cool. So it's really simple. His head pops right off really easily, just like that. And then you can just pop this one on, like so. And now we have a really battle armored ready Ram Man. And I think that looks really cool. And again, it doesn't really, it hinders the movement of his head a little bit, but still it's pretty cool. Yeah, I actually like this mask. But we're going to keep with the vintage. So, alright, there you go, everybody. The Masters of the Universe Origins Ram Man. He is really, really cool. I absolutely love him. He's definitely one of my favorite figures in this line. So, he is starting to show up at Target stores along with Clam Champ. My Target stores have not got him. I actually pre-ordered him along with another one from Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toys. So knowing that these are available at so many different stores is really awesome to know. Go and pick him up. He's one of the more expensive figures. They are about $20 for the deluxe figures as opposed to the $15 for the normal origin figures. Make sure if you find him, you grab one. More too, but make sure there's enough for another collector, okay? And until next time, like they say on Eternia, we don't say goodbye, we say good journey.